Hello friends and welcome again to another AFK journey video. In this video we'll be talking about the priority list for Celestials and Hypogeans and the ways that you can use them and at what levels, at what ranks, and they are the most important units and the unique units that is hard to find and to farm and to grind. Now I got to Mythic with my Reiner, 2 more copies. I can get 1 copy from the store. If I manage to pull 1 copy here, I will get him to Mythic Plus. And this is what I want to talk about first of all. Priority list is the list that you need to be thinking about very much if you're a low spender or free to play, to utilize it and to help you out with story, to help you out with bossing and with PvP. So I'll be talking with the most important units at 1 copy and the most important units that you need on your account overall and the ones that you can invest later. So first of all, the unit that you will use the most efficiently on your account 100% is Festo. Festo is 1 character that you can use at 1 copy. You don't need to invest in him anything, maybe charms in the seasons, and that's it. Build the equipment from your regular equipment and he will be valuable for 1 copy. As you see, I'm still using him on my lineup until now. I'm at stages 1100 or something like that in AFK and he's still at 1 copy and he's the main tank buffer on my lineup. He buffs for defense for 1 unit, he gives you energy for another unit, he can tank, sustain and lifesteal and regenerate HP. Plus he can tank and he's 2 copies, 2 units, so he works as stall as distraction as well. Absolutely fantastic unit. Now if you build him up and max him out in the future, that will help you a lot. And he's now meta in bossing, used in many bossing. Now everything shifted. If you're looking to old guides without Festo, there's something wrong that you're doing. You can go and check the charts. Let me just show you one just perfect example of what I'm saying. If we're gonna go and check Dream Realm for like an example, if I can go to Dream Realm and check the lineups here and check what are people using mainly. Now this boss is depending on Reiner, but instead of Reiner, you're gonna be seeing Festo in many other lineups that Reiner is not being used here. Now this is the basic lineup. As you see, every top scorer are using them, but some people are choosing to use somebody like Kruger, somebody are using Odie and Marily are best here, plus Carlita. But if you want to use somebody like as tanky, as buffy, as chunky as him, he's absolutely perfect for many scenarios in bossing. These now for this boss, especially for him because of the silence mechanic and everything that he does, Reiner work best here. But the one that is working more often in different lineups, especially I think with the Croaker and another boss, I forgot which boss, I think Long Gaze, he's working well. With Honey Bear, I don't know why, but he's working a lot because I didn't test him as 1 copy. And on my other pay-to-win account, I didn't go for Festo actually. I went for Reiner, Scarlita, and Dionel. And hopefully I'm gonna go for Talen. This is what they call her, but we used to call her Talen. So you can go and check these lineups and check what units are the most used. And for Festo for bossing, he became meta so fast that it's absolutely like ridiculous. I didn't think that he would actually go and hit that rank. Anyway, other than Festo is a solid unit at 1 copy. I'm not telling you as free to play or low spenders to go and build Festo and forget about everybody else. No, if you can manage and if you build like 1 unit to Mythic Plus, if you started with Burial and you get him to Mythic Plus, continue. If you went and with any unit and you're done, you're almost there, continue, finish it, and then start off with different units. But he's really helpful, especially in story in AFK, and now he's becoming meta and bossing. The other unit that I'll be talking about, and so important, is none other than Reiner. Until now, proving himself, as you saw now in the previous replays that I showed you, he's very helpful in bossing, especially in early game PvP. He's gonna be at 1 copy working perfectly. He starts to shine at Legendary Plus because he's gonna buff your attack by 12% for the linked unit, and he will debuff 1 other unit or the boss with minus 12% attack, so you will take less damage, which is absolutely great for your lineup and will keep helping you progress in PvP, in bossing, and in PvE. We use him in many stages, in many stories, and that would be perfect. And in the future, if they open tower for Hypos and Cell, you'll have a good solid carry on your lineup because he's not only a support, he is a puppeteer, is an interrupter, as well as he deals decent amount of damage. Now, talking about 1 copies, early game to early mid game, not late mid game, but early mid game, Talen is absolutely fantastic. Now she heals the team, she does incredible amount of damage at 1 copy, and she will help you a lot. Now later in game, right now on stages, I use her, I tried to utilize her, even got her charms maxed out up to mythic, and I use her in bossing. She doesn't work at 1 copy. She starts ramping up and she shines. She immediately go from 0 utility to 100% utility at Legendary Plus. Now, if you get her to Mythic or Supreme, that will add more stats to her because she's basically on stats. The more stats you give her, the more that she performs. But if you want her to be working well, you can stop at Legendary Plus and she will be perfect. The Mythic Plus will allow you to revive another unit, plus give her stats. The Supreme will give her even more stats, and that's it. The functionality of her working and the buffing that she gets and the damaging wrapping up is at Legendary Plus. So keep that in mind. Talen at Legendary Plus works perfectly. Reiner starts at Legendary Plus working perfectly, but he's good at 1 copy. I would say he's better than anybody, not better than Festo, but better than anybody else at 1 copy other than Festo. But he will shine when he's Mythic Plus and his damages will be absolutely crazy. This is for the 3 units that you can go for 1 copy and build them slowly. The only units that Festo you can build him slowly, but Mythic Plus on Reiner is so much important, especially if you hit late game. We're at late game right now. I need 1 more copy and I can buy 1 copy from shop and I'll be resting. I will not have that burden that I need to build him. Next, maybe I'll think of Talen, but the most important one right now is Scarletta. Scarletta is universal, works in story, works in PvP, and works. She's best in slot in PvP right now with the PvP team. Even if you're playing the Reiner, the comp of Aaron Carolina, still you can fit her in and she will do wonders for you. Now in bossing, she is a sub for any carry that you want on your lineup. Plus, she's not only a sub. On some bosses, she's the main damage dealer as well, or she's one of the damage dealers, which is absolutely fantastic. Does she work on 1 copy? Absolutely yes, even in late stages. The shielding aspect that she can give you, especially in Endura's trials as well, when you use her, even if she's not buffed in that area, she will always help you, protect you. And the thing that she can knock off people off map, that's an OP mechanic in the game that nobody else have, except OD with 1 shot or killing somebody if they go below if the poison exceeds their health. So that's one of the utility. This is why OD is broken with his utility, and this utility is broken, knocking somebody off the map. You were facing a Thoran, he has 3 lives. If she, by luck, knock him off the map, no lives, no revives. He just yeeted out. Also Talen, she keeps reviving, she can yeet her out of the map. This is why she's broken. These are the main 3 focus. I would say build him, then go for Scarletta and max her out, get her to that Mythic Plus. Then you can figure out whatever you want to build. Now, I would say this is how the priority go for building them. Reiner, Scarletta, then Festo, then you can go for Talen. Now, if you're a big fan of Deonel, I will say something, and Deonel is the highest damage output in the game, even at maximum level. Now, not like true damage, but as physical damage. But he deals insane amount of damage, and he needs maximum investment. This unit needs to be Supreme Plus, and if you can get him to Paragon, he needs to go to Paragon. He needs his exclusive or his weapon to go to plus 15 immediately because he's a monster. His damage is unbelievable. He's the fastest unit to clear waves as fast as possible before they start getting the buffs and the defensive buffs. He's a very high utility investment unit that you need to... He's just a carry, simple. He's a bruiser. He hits hard. So this is how you can build him. And this is why I say, if you want to build Deonel, he's a whale option because you can stop at Mythic Plus here. You can stop at Mythic Plus here. You can stop at Legendary Plus here. You can stop at Legendary Plus maybe, or 1 copy here. But him, you can't stop unless you hit him to that Supreme Plus with the plus 15 on his exclusive. This is how Deonel works. Other than that, Burial. Burial also needs hard investment. You need to get him to Mythic Plus, but he's good in PvP. Some scenarios you can cheese him with. Some lineups you can cheese him with. In bossing, we never see him. Hopefully, we're going to get some bossing that will help with summons or something like that, so his shadows will do so much damage. He's great in PvP. Why? Because of the energy down on the heroes. He can take off their energy, but you need to build him at least to Mythic Plus so his utility works even better. At 1 copy, he still do that functionality, but it's a little bit slower and his damage is non-existent and he will die immediately. And he has 2 lives. You can revive him with another life and he goes back down in and sink into somebody's shadow, which is absolutely nice for a PvP lineup. He's strictly mainly built for PvP, and I don't think he's that much important for you to build, as you can build Scarletta for PvP or Festo for PvP, even Reiner for PvP. They will help you a lot more even if you have Burial built out. So this is what I would say for you. I would highly recommend, if you want to build units, build Reiner first, go for Scarletta next. You'll never regret that. They both are useful, and you can use them for a long time until we get replacement or power creep comes into the game. But I don't think that yeeting people outside of the map can be like broken immediately. Like somebody will come and like, oh, I'm better than Scarletta because I do something even more spectacular. Her just one-shotting people that doesn't die is absolutely crazy. Festo, absolutely one unit, one copy works. I think he's broken with his utility. I think if you get him to plus, if you get him to Supreme Plus, I didn't get him on the other account for Supreme Plus, but I want to get him to Supreme Plus. He's at Mythic sitting now, I think, and he's absolutely unkillable. He doesn't die. He just doesn't die. Like, he dies, of course, when Scarletta is there or Odie is there, and he takes a lot of damage. But he's kind of like super tanky that he can't die. And at one copy, I'm using him on stages, and he's not dying and protecting all my lineup with the buffs that he gives. Remember, he gives both of his illusions give buffs. And when you get him to Mythic Plus, he will be absolutely a nice addition to the lineup, since he will stun and he will regenerate another illusion, which is really good. And yeah, that was it for overall for this priority list. It's not a tier list, it's a priority list. Now, of course, on the tier list, it doesn't matter because they have their positions, because they're used indifferently. The most common used unit is Reiner, then Scarletta. So by logic, you need to build them, and especially Reiner because he's used in every aspect. Let's do these 5. If we get a copy, we get him to Mythic Plus immediately right now, and that would be a W. But singles, I never get anything by singles, but we can try. So I have 5, so let's go and do it. 2, 3, 4, or this is the 5th. This is the 5th. So we didn't get anything, and we're closer to our pity. I got 1 copy today. I did the 10 multi because I accumulated 10, and I bought 5 from the shop now from the event. The event is easy. Just go plunder, do defenses. That's what you want. Team up with teams or players that have defense, and you will be safe. And yeah, that was it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, I thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.